Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. As always, we are joined by our lovely avatar, Zombie Steve. So when last we left you, we were sort of just wandering and exploring and having some fun, and came back. We were sort of hoping to find an immersive engineering villager that would sell us some graphite electrodes for an arc furnace. Didn't happen to find one. Might go out and look for more again, but I figured, you know what? I realized that turning the dust into graphite could be done, into hop graphite could be done through the manufactory, which we already have, which means we don't necessarily need to make an industrial squeezer, which is good because I didn't want to make that. So then we just needed to make more coke. I dug around and I did find a few blocks of coal coke that I had forgotten about. So I was able to get some out and grind it up and use the manufactory to make some hop dust and then smelt that. The yield on that is just hideous though. If we look at it though, we're looking at, 8 coke dust to get 1 graphite dust. And that's true with the squeezer too. 8 coke dust to get 1 graphite dust. And we need like 12 of these, which means we need a whole crap ton of coke dust. But I did have enough on hand to get 4 ingots, which means we can make our first graphite electrode. And I did go ahead and set this bad boy up, but it is so slow. I actually went ahead and tried to speed it up with my time on the bottle. Wasted probably about a half an hour on that. Didn't seem to be helping any, so I googled that real quick, and I think on this 3x3x3 multi-block structure, the actual ticking part is the center of this cube, which I can't reach without breaking the multi-block. So I don't really think I can use time in a bottle on it. At least it didn't seem to have much effect when I did it on the outside of the multi-block structure. But oh well, we're just going to have to let that cook for an hour or two. We did get enough for 1 graphite electrode. Yay, we only need 2 more now to have our arc furnace. And they do degrade over time. I'm not sure how quickly they degrade, but so we may have to revisit this in the future. Basically, all I really want to do right this moment with it is see if I can recycle some Terra Steel and Mana Steel stuff. Some of that, maybe some tough alloy armor that I have sitting around in boxes from my mob days, mob hunting and mob farming days. So some progress has been made, but not a ton. So I've got to find a way to entertain myself for a couple hours while I try to make some coal coke. And I actually did try to look around. Well, I got a wild hair and decided that since I could fly, I should go revisit the starting island and see some hamsters and do that kind of stuff, just look around. I wanted to verify that there was an ocean monument there, or sea monument, whatever they're called. And there is, and now I realize you can actually see it on the map. I shot a few guardian fish, but I didn't want to kill them all in case I need them for something. But I killed some sea serpents, ransacked a pirate ship. This pirate ship, I ransacked it. I actually thought I was filming that, and I was going to show you all of the stuff you can get off a pirate ship, but we'll do that again sometime. I did take a look at this structure. We saw it when we were fleeing Hamster Island at the episode 1 or 2 off in the distance, but I didn't investigate it. Turns out it was filled with heads and redstone torches, and it's actually a nice big structure. So one of the things I'll watch out for is if I start another playthrough of this or anything else using Biomes of Plenty or whatever causes this structure to spawn, I'll keep my eye open for one of those on the map and possibly use it as a starting base if it's in a decent biome. So yeah, my explored space here is starting to look weird because I've just sort of been flying off in different directions. But I think while I'm waiting for my coal coke, because I still need a lot of it. So I've probably got another hour or so to wait for my coal coke. I might just go fly around and find more adventures to get into. So I'm going to pause right now. I will try to remember to turn the recording back on if I run into anything interesting to show you guys. And I am back, and I've flown off. I'm now in, not sure what this is. This apparently wetland. And this over here, Meneglin with the trees. So yeah, that's what that probably is. But anyway, this is an interesting pre-generated structure. I'm not really familiar with Biomes O' Plenty or whatever makes these kinds of structures, but this is definitely an interesting one. Got some big sort of statues here, big columns. Not sure if there's anything exciting here loot-wise, or if there's something below it that might be cool. But yeah, this is sort of neat. Looks very cool. Kudos to whoever built it and put it in the game. There's a little witch's hut. So we can see if there's anything interesting in here. Not so much. Cauldron. I don't know how many of those I have, but probably wouldn't hurt to have another. Looks like that might be another village. Do a quick flyby and see if there's an Immersive Engineer's house. Those are the ones with the brick roofs. I'm not seeing one. I'll also come down here and check the little church or chapel or whatever this is. See if it's got a peace candle. Peace candles are usually right there. They prevent zombie spawns in the in a distance around them. At some point, I will probably need to get into gendustry and complicated forestry bees and all that stuff. I do know that I am out of pistons, so I am going to grab those pistons real quick. And these tend to have nice stuff in them, so I'll steal that real quick. Let's see, that chest that's inside there, and then also if there's a little smithy, that's also a good chest in these places. They usually have stone roofs, I believe. I don't see anything that looks like a smithy from above. This place, I think, sometimes has good chests. Let's take a look at it. This chest up here has good loot. So some marshmallows, we'll take those. Oh, I better turn these off. I hate how these spawn defaulting to on. Sometimes they mess you up. throw some stuff in my bag here. Dimlets, those might be something we use later if we start getting into dimensions. Doesn't hurt to have a few extra charms, especially a fire charm. I think we're tough enough now that we don't really care, but don't mind having one anyway. Let's see, what else did we have in here? Some apples, some s'mores, an air charm. Don't really need that with our angel ring anymore. I don't know what an evoker fang is. I think I have 3 or 4 of those already. I should probably look it up. A magic bean. I tried those when I was playing around with this before, and it gave me mostly stuff I didn't need. It was mostly a lot of stained glass panes and other just weird things. But I know it can sometimes give you good stuff. I think the only thing I got that was useful out of trying it after growing it for like tons of times was netherwort, which was sort of useful if it was early game for you. May as well take this. These are nice containers and sort of a pain to make in this mod pack. But anyway, I don't really need to be looting a lot more villages at this point in the game. So we're just going to continue on and look for other things. Wouldn't mind finding another ice dragon hoard. That was sort of cool. Just because the ice dragons were a different fight. There's a crater that landed in the ocean. That's pretty cool. Big old wall of water there. Let's go kill some more pirates. I didn't successfully film my last pirate attack. So you can see here we got things with pirates. They're all skeleton archers, so that can be a bit of a pain in the butt. A parrot. I don't know if you can tame parrots. Probably. I don't know what they eat though. Stow some of this junk. I could see if they eat apples. Apparently not. But yeah, this is what the inside of the pirate ships looks like. It's sort of a pain getting through all of those archers early game. And early game is when you'd probably be interested in attacking one of these. But they do have a ton of these dispensers that are like cannons and the fire charges in them. And you can often get a bunch of fire charges from these crates, like that. More apples. Gunpowder and apples, good. Gold, this can be a good early source of gold. But yeah, basically early game, I did attack one of these early game and was able to at least get some interesting stuff like sponge and etc. But it basically took a good bow. That's what it really required here. I have not eaten salmon yet, so it's rare these days that I come across food I haven't eaten, so I'm definitely going to pick that up. Eat some raw and then cook some and eat it cooked. And there's like another chest in here. So yeah, not horribly exciting for me at this stage of the game. However, might as well sleep in one of these beds since I'm here. However, if you've got a decent bow and some arrows early game and can pick off those guys from outside, there's definitely some cool stuff on here. Or if you're later game and you need a bunch of fire charges, this is a good place to get them. I don't know how you make those. I haven't actually looked at them yet. They take blaze powder, so if you have some sort of early game use for fire charges for something, then that might be a way to get them. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video again. It looks like I'm sort of into a less interesting area. I'm tempted to steal all that black wool. I don't need black wool. I can come get it later if I need to. But yeah, I'm going to pause this here and going to do a bit more exploring, and I will start filming again if I run into anything interesting. Spotted another hippocampus. So it's got a vaguely horse-like head, sort of green and scaly. Doesn't appear to be hostile. You can tame these, I think. I don't know if you do that by feeding them or by killing them and getting eggs for them. But it's another ice and fire monster. And when you tame these, I think you can then turn them into mounts that act great for like a boat. So I think if you turn them into a mount, you can use them like a boat that goes really fast over water. I think I do have some more manuscripts that I haven't plugged into my Ice and Fire book yet, so I can do that at some point and read up on the hippocampi and what it takes to tame them. Whether you gotta kill them for eggs and then raise the egg, or whether you can feed them something. And if you feed them something, what do you need to feed them? Anyway, I'm going to keep looking around. I'll come back if I see anything else interesting. Alright, I think I'm getting a little bit better about spotting things in this this mod pack. And I think that ice over there is probably, yep, it looks like it's a ice dragon thing. We got some piles of silver. Got a couple of chests, 3 chests. Oh, a bunch of chests. So somewhere around here, I expect we have an ice dragon. And that's a decent sized hoard, so we want to find that dragon, kill it, and then loot all those chests. And there he be. Got it. So that's cool. Let's take a look at what we got. Stow some of this stuff. So loot this guy with an open fist. And Ice Dragon Heart, Ice Dragon Flesh, Ice Dragon Scales. Again, I think the most of the stuff you can make from Ice and Fire would be good if you were maybe in some sort of less modded situation. But we've got so much other options that I don't think most of what I could make out of this stuff is useful. I'm going to pick it up anyway, just in case. Let's go see what we won. So we're going to have plenty of silver. That'll be cool. This is a nice hoard. Get out my bed and sleep so that we're not pestered by zombies and whatnot. Anybody who's watching is probably going, yeah, who cares about the damn silver? Open the chests. All right. Getting to it. Some plutonium. That's nice. Vials of stuff. Not really familiar with that, but hey, free is a very good price. Another band of mana. I think I've gotten basically all of the Britannia rings and stuff from these crates, so it's a good source of that. Neptunium 236. It's not one we can make into an RTG, however, I bet you it's going to be useful when we get into making a nuclear craft reactor. So I'm happy to have that. This is a good hoard. More Neptunium. Cool. Is that a different one than the one we got before? No, it's the same one. Sometimes they have different isotope numbers. Hey, skeleton skull. It's palace crystal blocks. All right. We'll take it. have to figure out if there's a way to find the stage 4 and stage 5 dragon things underground. I think I know vaguely what they look like big circular caverns. But I'm not sure if there's a way to do it. I'm not sure if something like the scanner from Mechanism will warn you that there's something special there. I think that only works on veins, but who knows. Hop up in the air, see if I'm missing any chests. Sometimes they spawn on top of stuff, sometimes they're underneath stuff, like down in there, or down in there. But it looks like we got all the chests. But still, a couple of Neptuniums, that's probably got to be good. I don't know what it's for, but it's probably got to be good. Let's take a look at the uses and see if it tells us anything interesting. Decays into thorium. Don't know. Not at all familiar with nuclear craft, other than we've now made a few RTGs. Alright, I'm going to grab all the rest of this silver, just because I have to, because I'm me. You guys probably don't want to watch that, though. And I'm going to check the runtime on that and see how much time we got left, and either continue exploring and show you guys anything else new and interesting I find, or we will wrap this episode up. I wandered around and realized I was still pretty close to this thing. So I just did want to show this big structure. This is a pre-generated structure. Pretty fancy. A lot of weird use of different materials. So we got stone and brick and terracotta and cobblestone all together. But I did want to show this off because, you know, if this had been in a decent biome location and I'd have seen it when I started this world, I totally would have stolen this for a base. Lots of room, roof over your head, glowstone lights. Sort of a nice place as pre-generated structures go. So I thought I'd show this off a bit. Since the footage when I came here the first time, I forgot to turn on my camera. But I'm not sure if there's anything fancy here that I'm missing, but there's tons of wool. If I were to take over this place, I'd probably clean out all this crap in the rafters. But yeah, it'd be a nice little starting fort if you spotted one of these near where you started the world and it was in a reasonably decent biome. Currently in an ocean biome, so I don't know where all these can spawn. It's the only one I've seen. But, you know, it had some crates, it had a crafting table, had, you know, a nice roof over your head, had some ceiling lighting with the glowstone. Sort of a nice little place. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute. Spotted another ocean monument, so I'm going to go mark that on the map. Oh, that's interesting. And it looks like we might have a sea serpent here attacking guardian fish. Whoa! Cool your jets, buddy. I'm just going to get this marked in case I find I need to come back here for some reason. Darn caps lock. We can run down here and take a look at the fishies. Don't think they hurt us too much right at the moment. But yeah. So that's cool. Got one of those. That's now two of them that I... Wow, those guys can leap. It's insane. Where'd he go? He's going after the squid. Whoa, he's a biggin. Ooh, he actually is hitting me. It's a good thing I have good armor now. Did I get him? I think those are still the guardian fish just shooting squid. Is that yet another one, or is that the one I was just at? There's one there, and one there. Alright, so there's plenty of ocean monuments out here. I'm going to head on back to the base. Take a look at our if they put something on me. Mining fatigue. Alright. Be that way. Up to 45. We're getting close to enough. Gotta make sure my thing isn't full. 23 buckets out of 32, so... Alright, so we've got coal. We're gonna make... let's go upstairs and put that in the pulverizer. I think the pulverizer is the fastest one I've got right at the moment. So we're pulverizing that into coke dust. Will it work here too? Yes. Go ahead and spread that out to speed things up a bit. So let's see, each of these makes one, each of these makes one, and each of these makes, or 8 of these make one. I suppose I could do that up here too. One of my mechanism smelters. Is that what I want to be doing? No, manufactory first. So next is to the nuclear craft manufactory. Nuclear craft machines are pretty quick, so turns 8 of these into one of those. Not quite there yet. But then we smelt these into the HOP graphite ingots. And it takes 4 ingots to make a graphite electrode. So we've got 2 out of the 3. Doink. Only 2 more ingots to go. So we'll have that pretty shortly. And that'll probably do it for this episode. When we get back next time, I will have my 3 electrodes necessary to run my arc furnace. And we can set that bad boy up and see if it'll actually recycle things like it says it does. Talk to you next time.